So Blue Lock chapter 358 just dropped a goal that nobody saw it coming. So let's get into this chapter. So before we begin, I just want to clarify that we only currently has a fan translation and the official translation have been released. So there may be some differences in the dialogues. So bear with me. So the chapter begins with Oliver IQ shooting the ball, and the commentator says, "Now, here is Oliver IQ, a lightning fast, all at once vertical pass." And the background text says, "Devouring egos, Japan's counter. Time to strike back against England. In case you like this, I can try to do the best." The ball goes straight to Shido, and in front of Shido, there's three defenders, and Shido says, "Yeah, goal, goal, goal." And the defender says, "Right here, meow." And another defender says, "I read you." Ryu says Shido. Shido says, "Try, you egoless bastards," and passes the ball to Hiyori. And Hiyori says, "Now scatter, strikers." And Shido says, "Let's go, cell division." Then we get to Henri, and we see her internal monologue saying, "Controlling, Karasukun is shaping the attack." And from the rear starting point, looking down on the whole field, this is Blue Lock's new formation, the Cerberus system. A new formation. Hiyori-kun marks him, and to follow up, the basic tactic is for Shido-kun to receive it on the front lines and aim for the goal. But together with Shido-kun, it's a 3-point attack from both wings, and we see a demonic picture of three dogs, like in a demonic way, like with Sandatsu, Shido, and Yukimiya, and behind them there is Karasu controlling them like a crow. Its peak. Then we see Shido surpassing Aji and running away from him, and Aji says, "So you really are the ace after all." Ryu says, "Shido, I won't give you any freedom." And Shido says, "I am freedom." And at that moment, Isagi comes in and receives the pass from Hiyori and says, "Shido is a decoy," and says, "Move." And the text says, "At that moment, Isagi Yuichi appears from behind both of them and traps the ball himself." And Isagi says, "Sorry, but you are a decoy." And Shido is like, "Isagi?" And Agi is shocked, but Shido is absolutely furious. Isagi says, "It's just as planned, an opening bond from responding to Blue Lock's new formation." Anticipating Aji's impatience, he tried to force an attack under earlier and lost the ball, and now the ball was stolen in their blind spot. When trying to stop Shido, we are thrown to England into panic. But as Isagi tries to pass the ball, he gets blocked by none other than Teddy Knight, and Teddy says, "I know, Isagi-san, that you're the type to do that kind of thing." And Isagi says, "What?" The ball flies into the air as Isagi stares at it in an absolute shock, wondering why his plan didn't work. At that moment, we cut to Sandatsu, who is in a running stance. His face is determined as he has the aura eyes. And Sandatsu says, "On your mark, shoot point," and runs. Sandatsu begins to fly down the field after the loose ball, and the defense is in shambles. So the goalkeeper comes out in an attack. So it's a 1v1 with Sandatsu and the goalkeeper. So the goalkeeper manages to get his hand on the ball first as he detaches it away from Sandatsu and back towards the field. So as we see the ball go past one of the England defenders, we also see a certain googled man making his way towards the ball. This man is none other than Yukimiya Kenyu, with his predator eye active, and he says, "Don't forget about this mud board." Instantaneously, we see Yukimiya shoots the ball a spiral gyro shot, and he says, "Sword shoot down mullet." And Isai says, "Is this what you were aiming for?" And the ball flies past multiple defenders, making it past the goalkeeper before slamming down on the ground, rising up into the net. It reaches, it pierces, heavenly piercing bullet. Yukimiya scores the goal for Japan and it is tie to England. So we see the Japanese fans shouting and clamoring in excitement as we see Yukimiya and Sandetsu celebrating together as the goggles duo. We also see cut to Isagi who is visibly excited. Then we get to Isagi who says, "Yes, we broke through. Now both sides are evenly matched. England relies on synergy, but we can expose the ego among the enemy lines. So if we can continue to expose that ego, we can win." We cut to Agi standing on the focus among the England's players as puzzle pieces begin to flow around Isagi and the Metavision flares up. Then we see Fox, who has a devilish grin on his face, and he says, "We don't need unneeded humans. I can just erase them." At this moment, we see the referee raise the substitution board, and we see the following numbers appear. And we see 20 out and 9 in. And Agi is subbed out, and Isagi says, "Eh? A substitution already?" And Ego says, "What a troublesome old geezer." And this is the chapter's end, and the next chapter's name is Dahu. That's right. So this was the chapter. Thank you for watching.